Victor's like the biggest looking prize ever. Who they pick?
Bro, I just made the worst thing possible. I had us muted.
The entire time.
All right. Well, with that being said, I completely fucked this stream up, and it wasn't even. It hasn't even started. So, with that being said, guys, welcome to the Locked In with Drew and Wes podcast, episode 14. This is hilarious that I did that. I did that last stream. The thing is, I wanted to have the intro screen, and I didn't want us talking in it. And I remembered, and I clicked something. I did not click the right ones. I clicked the wrong ones.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, guys, wow, we just talked a lot about some serious stuff, and it was not recorded. So we're definitely going to talk about that in between picks again, probably, just to reiterate. But what the Atlanta Hawks are on the clock, okay? So, with that being said, who do you think is going to be the pick? Do you think, and who do you, not even that, who do you think it should be? That's I think that's the more interesting question.
Well, like you said, it's just kind of a draft where we don't know a lot deep dive into these guys. I mean, I haven't really gone deep dive into any of these guys. We watched a little bit of Cody, and we were kind of like, eh. And then we seen Sard, and we're like, wow, that guy's huge. So he could be like, with ball handling skills, he could be like potentially one. But I don't know about the Zachary Reiser guy. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie, guys. We are probably gonna be having the spoilers here because I'm scrolling Twitter, and I know who is going to be taken number one overall. Should we spoil it?
No.
No. I mean, the thing is, it's not gonna be any different. You know what I mean? Because you're not watching it.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to watch it. That's why.
All right. What is it?
It is Zachary Reiser. Is it how you say? Zachary Reiser is the first pick going to the Atlanta Hawks, the forward from France.
There you go. He's gone.
Oh man, I am just fucking mad, bro, because I completely chalked this by having it muted. It's just now such a weird dynamic now, just because we just talked about all this fucking. We had a solid fucking 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm gonna have to edit that, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Can't go back on it. Not gonna dread it. But
Yeah.
with that being said, going back on some of the stuff we talked about because we have a little bit in between time because we already know who's going to be one, and the Wizards aren't even on the clock yet. The big thing I'm not gonna lie was that Nick Claxton news because a lot of people was talking about Nick Claxton coming to the Pistons possibly, and now a 4-year extension basically rules that out.
Big extension for Nick Claxton. They must like him. They must see something that they like to keep in him or progress, fit well with the team that they want to build.
With after that McCall trade, I was wondering, and maybe they extended him so they could get assets for him. They might still be trading him. You know what I mean?
They could be trading.
I saw that they're not done trading and they're going to be doing they're going into rebuild mode. You know what I mean? Cam Johnson's probably going to be available. Nick Claxton, he might be a guy that's available. Ben Simmons is going to be available. I don't think anyone's going to be calling for Ben Simmons.
No.
But with that being said, I mean, Nick Claxton was a guy I was pretty interested about. His defense,
Yeah.
I think, was going to be maybe a good fit. And I think that him and Asar, if you wanted to start him over Duran and let Duran kind of develop behind him, would have been a very interesting dynamic. Because Duran's so young, bro. Like, we really could have took some serious time to let him just kind of develop and grow and then not really worry about it. Have Claxton be a defensive guy that helps right now, a lob threat. But it still could happen. But
Yeah. But maybe it's not necessarily Claxton now, maybe somebody else. But there's really not that many options for better than Duran to say at defensively and like starting wise.
Right.
It, depending on like contract and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find.
Um, I mean, with the Knicks going and doing the OG extension, for like crazy money, he's getting over 40 annually, and then
Yeah,
the Mikal Bridges trade, the amount of money they're taking on, guys like Mitch Robb and Julius Randle are probably gonna have to be moved.
yeah, no kidding.
So, those are guys that possibly could be, you know what I mean, guys that Mitch Robb could be a guy that you go after to get that defensive
He
ability,
could,
that size.
he could be. I don't know if Mitch Rob is starting, but he definitely could be.
Right. With that being said, I know you are critical of Randall, and I totally understand that. But is there a world that you would be interested in something like this? Randall being a bigger contract, they're kind of forced or they kind of have to move him to fill out the rest of the roster.
Yeah,
Would you take something where we get our pick back from protections from the Knicks so then we can trade further years down the line instead of the Stephen rule kind of getting in the way of that? And then taking on Randall for like very low assets, you know what I mean? Not anything crazy.
I would definitely do that, but yeah, I mean, Julius probably won't, is only on like a year or two left, right?
I can look up his contract to be precise. Julius Randall contract. Let me see what he's got left. Um, he signed a 4-year deal. Let me see when he signed it. He signed through he's got 2 more years. 2 more years.
It wouldn't be too bad.
At 28 and then 31 a year.
Yep, I would do that.
I think that would be a solid 4 option. I mean, next to a Duran, next to something like that.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
And maybe even a small ball 5, like for certain lineups, not like normal, and even not the starting lineup, but just like certain times
Yeah.
in the game. The Wizards are on the clock, by the way, just to let that be known. So we'll see. I did see this. I already saw the spoiler. I looked down at my phone from Twitter, but we'll wait a little bit before we talk about that, because I want to cover the stuff that we missed because my utter stupidity of having us be muted, and then big stuff because of the whole Troy Weaver, Monty Williams getting fired. You want to talk about what you said about how you felt initially and then how you feel now, weeks removed?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. So like, I was pretty surprised with the Monty firing because of Troy being fired, and it was a couple weeks after. I figured if he was going to do it, he'd do it about the same time, which he kind of did, but it was a couple weeks after, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're just clean slating it. But now I feel like, all right, I'm ready to go, get a fresh stuff going on here, see what we get out of the draft, whether it be value, whether it be a very good high touted player. Either way, let's see what we do here, and let's try to be better than whatever happened last year. That's for sure.
Right, right. The biggest crazy thing is honestly, me and you got to figure out how to do the Monty Williams system. Monty Williams is going to be getting paid from the Suns and the Pistons for the next. Well, I mean the Pistons next like 5 years, and the Suns for whatever was left on his contract to sit at home and hang out with his family. So we need to definitely think about some employment changes to get something like Monty.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Monty's job, bro.
I mean,
Trying to go play Killian Hayes for a few games and get my.
and hey, if you gotta be good. It's like Matt Patricia. It's gotta be good in interviews, bro. Good
I guess.
interviewer,
I
good way to
guess.
speaking, way to get yourself in the door where you got a contract, and once you get to the big stuff, you got your big payday. Now you can just sell, just sell, be bad, and then get fired and get that guaranteed money.
Yep. That's basically it.
With that being said, it's official. Alexander Sarr will be going to the Washington Wizards. at
Oh,
number
how,
two.
bro? The Spurs got freaking Wemby, and the Wizards got freaking Summer. How lame. I'm gonna lie, lame.
Do you think that we'd be more excited for this draft too if we didn't fall to five again? You think that's a big Pistons thing too?
That's a big shot in your dome, really. Just like
Mm-hmm.
done. Take
Right.
system.
3 years in a row. And if we're bad next year, we might go for a four-peat, boys.
May go for the four, boys. You hear that? Four is on the board.
Oh man, that's I don't know. I really am curious what's gonna happen because honestly, one and two were pretty set in stone. I thought
Yep.
it was gonna be one of those two guys, and then now three and beyond, you got guys like Cassell. You got guys um, that are even guys that I don't even know a whole lot about. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
That um, but guys that really could, like Cody Williams is gaining traction. That he might be a guy that goes before even five.
No, he definitely could. I could definitely see him going before five. Um, yeah, there's a few names in here, but I just don't know, dude. I don't know. Because if you get another five, or if you get another small forward, my bad. If you get another small forward, it's just you're trying to play a SAR, then you're gonna try to play this guy. And one's not gonna be happy about something. It's just I just don't see it. But we
On
will see.
NBA.com, the reported third pick would be Reed Shepard. I don't know if you know a whole lot about him. He's a 6'1" guard. Guy is a guy that um, he's a shooter. Guy can get all that can create his shots stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think I saw some people maybe want. But like the Pistons, bro. Like I understand you're thinking ceiling and you're not thinking about fit, but we gotta start thinking about fucking fit with these picks, because you cannot keep taking and causing log jams at these picks just because. Like, and then
Yeah.
the problem is you put so much capital, you can't give up on some of these guys early because you spent enough capital that you need to let these guys develop to see if your pick was correct.
Yep.
I don't know. I I'm very I honestly want to sit back and watch Trajan Langdon work. I don't even really want to, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Just see what he does.
I want to see what he does with this squad. I want to see what is the plans for this future. I looking at the press conference when he had his he was announced, you know what I mean? He doesn't sound like he's going to like instantly rush things to the fact of trying to make the plan next season. I don't think he wants to do anything absurdly crazy with like trading some of these core guys in the rebuild, and I think that was alluding to someone like an Ivy or an Asar
Yeah.
or Duran, um, trying to be like we might not want to trade these guys yet, and really just like let's try to make this work. Let's try to like go and we drafted these guys, and maybe he has his own personal opinions on these guys too, um, and seeing what the future holds with those guys.
No, that's for sure. I agree with that. I agree with that because they're all very young. I mean, they've all most, not all of them, have been like all very happy to be here. So there should be a way for this. Monty did not show us how to do that.
No. Also, I'm just noticing. I don't know why I didn't notice earlier. You got a crazy farmer stand, brother.
Yes.
That is crazy, Maya. Look at Wesley's.
Ooh.
It's just like a complete different line, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's wild. Locked in sun tanning. Coming soon.
Yeah, you need
Mm.
it.
Actually,
Well,
locked in sunscreen coming out soon.
Yeah.
That's
Got a shot at me.
no, bro, he's burnt. How was it a shot at you?
Burnt.
I
I'm
didn't
not.
get you got.
I'm not burnt.
I'm
I'm just
killing.
darker on my arms. I'm not burnt.
You're pretty red, my brother. You're pretty red.
It's not red or hurting.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, the pick is in from Houston at 3. Reed Shepard. Everything's gonna been what it's supposed to be for this draft so far.
And the more and more guys that go off the board, the more and more less talent that there is for us to be seeing.
Looking at Reed Shepard real quick, he played at Kentucky last year. He's 6'2". Just looking up a little bit of his stats: 12.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 53% from the field, 52% from three. That 3-point shooting is kind of crazy. I'm looking at the attempts real quick. On 4.5 attempts, he shot 52% from three.
Wow,
That's pretty good.
that's pretty
2.5
good.
steals, 0.7 blocks as well.
Whoa.
He's pretty defensive for a 6'2" guard, I'm not gonna lie.
For 6'2", bro?
I don't know, that blocking probably is more on, guards in the perimeter, but even then, you know what I mean? That's still valuable. I don't know. This Houston Rockets team is very crazy. Also, so when the Nets traded Mikal, right? They traded with the Rockets to get their picks back so that they could reap the benefits of being bad, you know what I mean? Not having the Rockets keep the picks from the James Harden trade.
Yeah.
Which seems like forever ago. But with that being said, the Rockets got in exchange the Suns picks that the Nets acquired when they traded KD to the Nets. So with that being said, a lot of like the rumors kind of were the Rockets are trying to form a push to get Kevin Durant, with those Suns picks being like, if you want to blow it up, you can get your picks back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I know I've seen the Matt Ishbia coming out and saying what he has said about his team, saying like the owner being like, our roster is a very great roster, and our roster is a roster that I think he said like 28 or whatever he said amount of teams would want to have that roster instead of their own right now.
Which team was that?
The Suns.
Yeah.
Would you let me look at the quote up originally, but how many teams would you take their roster over the Nuggets? I mean over the Suns while I'm looking this up.
I would take Denver, take OKC. I would take the Mavs. I would take the Celtics. That's 5.
Right. Did you say the Thunder?
Yep.
Okay. Because he said, ask the other 29 GMs. 26 of them would trade their whole team for our whole team and our draft picks and everything as is. That's what he said.
No.
I don't like. There's definitely some serious amount of like. I think.
So it's D-Book, and then it's KD.
And Beal.
And then
And Nurkic.
Old Bradley Beal, and Duke Nurkic.
And honestly, the picks they have are very limited too. But
oh my gosh, you have no picks, and you have Duke Nurkic and Old Beal. Please tell me why I want that.
Right.
KD's getting old too. I'm not gonna lie. KD still
After
does
a
it.
first round exit too, bro. That's
KD,
tough.
I know. KD still does it, but KD's getting old, dude.
I wonder. I mean, he's getting older. Is there a impatience that starts to brew. You know what I mean? If things don't begin to change. And the Beal contract is something that is so locked in, no pun intended with the podcast, but so locked in to that money of like $50 million a year that it's like you gotta, like, you're stuck kind of with this roster.
Yeah.
And this roster is gonna make the playoffs. Don't get it wrong. You know what I mean? This team's still gonna make the playoffs. And honestly, yes, would the Pistons trade their roster for probably that fucking roster? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's a low bar here right now. Not gonna lie.
Pretty low bar.
So with that being said, I mean, some teams are happy with just making the playoffs. It sounds like he wants to win a championship from everything I've heard of him, which obviously that is always the goal. But like he's very adamant about winning a championship, very vocal about it.
Mm-hmm.
So with the cap space you're in, kind of locked into, maybe you get bailed out by a team like the Pistons and you give up some assets and we take off that Beal contract. Someone in our scenario, you know what I mean? And maybe it's the Hornets, maybe it's the Nets, you know what I mean? That give us assets and we'll take Beal's contract. But
yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want Beal's contract, but
that'd be. I think it's got like 2 more years on it for 50. Would you rather have the Jeremy contract that we talked about earlier, which I think was muted? It was the hypothetical I saw on Twitter, just someone made up themselves, of a Jeremy Grant in the 14th for the 5th pick trade back. Would you rather have a Jeremy Grant-esque contract with it's a little bit more longer, maybe not as much money? I think it's more like in the 30s, or 2 years having that 50 and also the value. I mean, not the value, the talent's still the same between those two. You know what I mean? How whether one you value more.
I would probably take Jeremy, just because I think Jeremy's game is more consistent than Bradley Beal's, and he brings better defense to the table, and he brings I just think he's more consistent than Bradley Beal. I'm not gonna lie.
What did Bradley? I'm gonna look at Bradley Beal's stats last year.
He was not amazing.
He averaged 18, 4, and 5 the steal on 51-43. That's actually the production is down, right? But the efficiency.
Efficiency's not bad.
I'm definitely a fan of the efficiency.
I don't know. But Jeremy's coming off his most efficient season, from 3. What?
The Spurs taking a guy that I am a big fan of, a guy in guard from Connecticut.
No.
Stefan Cassell.
No.
And the Pistons are now going to be soon on the clock. Not yet. But what do you think about that, real quick? I even just outside of, me playing with him in the game. I've watched him on his tape. He's a very athletic guy who can play make, guy very versatile, right? What do you think about this combo, this little pairing of him and Vic?
Oh, not good. It's not good for everybody else. Because they would have him and Devin Vassell, too.
Yeah.
That is not good.
I think the way he can attack is going to be so open with how Vic is, too. That's like the floor spacing.
Free.
The Pistons are on the clock at 5. This will probably be like some sort of short or something I'll probably do. But, damn. They're probably going to look at trade offers. The biggest thing is there is some players that honestly might be ahead of, or some teams might be really interested in, that might be trading up for us, and we might get some stuff going back to 8 or 9.
Let's see.
I'm really interested. We are very close to being officially on the clock through the broadcast. I think we're technically on the clock now.
Yeah.
But man, a little nervous. Not gonna lie, I'm a little fucking nervous. I don't know what's, because you know what I mean. Like I'm gonna trust him. You know what I mean. I think whatever it is, I think we just kind of need to let Trajan be, because it's not going to change a whole lot too. I mean, unless he takes Bronny James at 5, I think most people aren't going to be crazy upset with the pick. Or maybe a Zach Edey. I don't want fucking Zach Edey on the squad. What was that? It didn't come through.
Zach Edey would be crazy, dude.
Bro,
Get that out of here.
fucking. So Twitter is very fun. But and it's a great way for discourse. But there's some people on there, bro, where you're seeing just like Zach Edey, like all this crazy stuff, and like people that it's like, man, what are we doing, boys? Like, I know he was entertaining during the March Madness run, but let's not get crazy here.
Let's not get insane.
Stefan Cassell joins Hashim Thabit, Emeka Okafor, Ben Johnson, or Ben Gordon, Ray Allen, and someone else that I did not catch on the broadcast as top 4 picks.
Nice.
From Connecticut. Not gonna lie, the first couple names, Emeka Okafor and Hashim Thabit, not really names I want to be probably next to. But with that being said, yeah, Ray Allen, those are good names. All right, 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Nothing is official, but the guy that has been very seen as the guy that a lot of people trade up for, that I'm gonna need a real quick look at the mock draft to get his a full chance to really get his name down. Donovan Klingen, I want to say. He's a big man. So there's a big chance that guy could be someone that people are trading up for. Okay, he just said Jonathan Klingen. They just said on the broadcast. Thank you for saying on the broadcast, getting me to make sure I had the pronunciation correctly. But yeah, this is crazy because I think they're going to probably take this down to very, very little because they're probably going to be taking all these offers. Is there like anyone that you would really like to trade this 5th pick for?
Oh, jeez, dude. Not off the top of my head. Just not a lot of it makes sense, for trading it with somebody, because they'd ask for more, or they take a player and you'd be like, well, the player that we got is good, but we could have just had that player, and then he does well. So I don't know, dude. I'm kind of just wanting us to get like a good player and not like be like, oh, let's just trade down. Well, we can. I don't care. I don't care that much if we trade down.
We are going to actually, I'm not going to look at spoilers. I'm not going to do that because if I look at spoilers, I might ruin it.
Yeah, might.
A minute 30 left on the clock. I'm not going to look at my phone. I don't want to look at any spoilers. I am I'm nervous. I'm not exactly sure. Trajan Langdon is a guy that has taken guys like Herb Jones and taken guys like a shoot. Who's the other forward from the Pelicans that I'm not thinking about? 3-and-D. Herb Jones, and there's another one that I'm completely blanking on right now. Trey Murphy, absolutely, yes. So that being said, pick is in, by the way, for the Pistons. The Pistons are going to be staying pat and picking at 5.
I thought
Billy Williams definitely makes his name in that, I think he maybe fits that line of Herb Jones and stuff like that. Guys that could be 3-and-D wings, and overall just guys that, I'm not going to at 5, a lot of times superstars aren't really there, and you get the really solid role players that are really valuable.
Yep.
And he matches with something like that for a Herb Jones. But pick is in. I am not looking for spoilers because I honestly kind of want the clip of the initial reaction for both of us. I don't want it to be spoiled. But I wonder if honestly this might be a pretty boring thing if they just straight up pick it. I'm not gonna lie, because if they just pick it, they might not. They're probably not gonna take two guys in the first round. You know what I mean? I don't really see them trading back in because you have guys like Sasha you took, and there's really not really a big reason. You're probably gonna attack free agency.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know, but not trading back. The business staying pat at 5.
And that.
And the broadcast, as always, in every draft, has to take and stretch every pick so long. Right now, we're looking at just people standing and not standing, but the commentators and stuff like that talking about the potential prospects. But
What do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. Right now, Wes, pick your prospect. You're picking. So who you want at 5? Who you think it is at least? Oh, it's about to be announced. Holy shit! I'm gonna go Cody Williams. Ron Holland II.
We took Ron Holland.
Of the G League Ignite, the wing.
We took Ron Holland.
This motherfucker can't shoot.
No, he can't shoot. Wait, no, he for real can't shoot. Ron Holland can't shoot like that.
Trajan, what the fuck?
Why didn't we take Matisse Bazalius?
One second.
We're chalked. We're cooked.
No.
You're kidding.
Emerge and draft and the stream.
He's a 6'8" forward. I knew that, but he averaged 18 points. 6.7 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 2.1 steals, 1.1 blocks, 3.5 turnovers. Very defensive. He shot 53.2%. No, sorry, 47.4% from the field, 23.9% from fucking 3 on 3 attempts. And on 2.9 free throws a game, he shot 68%, which, I mean, maybe that's some optimistic if you're really you're really happy about his 3-throw shooting and think it can grow. But as a prospect, he's always never been a fucking shooter.
Bro, when are they gonna be like? When are they gonna think like, oh hey, maybe we could use some good shooters on this team?
When the fuck are the Pistons gonna start actually being an NBA franchise in the current day of basketball? You gotta be able to shoot the fucking 3. Asar Thompson can't shoot fucking 3s. Duren can't shoot 3s. Ron Holland can't shoot fucking 3s. Ivy's inconsistent. What the fuck are we doing, boys? I don't know. He's like, the Buzelis kind of strikes me as that same type of guy. Maybe even better. I don't know.
Yeah, I can shoot.
I'm not saying that he's not a great player. I far from want to say that I'm not saying that. But it's really just, I don't know how much more, what does this mean? You know what I mean? He fits very much like an Asar Thompson. And maybe, I'm not going to lie, maybe Fred Vinson is going to be the guy that can improve his shooting. Fred Vinson being the guy who helped out Lonzo Ball, helped out B.I., you know what I mean, from the Pelicans, and improve that shooting. And maybe that's what you think, you know what I mean? But yeah. Ron Holland has...
Ron kind of tough, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Ron Holland was tough, man.
We're of course going to be supporting him no matter what, right? It's the same thing if he's a Piston now, you got to support him, everything like that. And I'm hoping that he can develop as a good shooter. And honestly, My frustration, honestly, is just incorrect. I hope Trajan's correct, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
But man, that's not what I really wanted here at 5. And I was really excited about the possibility of trading back. Hopefully Holland's that guy. Hopefully Holland can be and that defense with him and Asar can really go up, and maybe his shooting can also go up. But you're putting another project shooter on this team.
Another. It's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of crazy.
Welcome to 3-on-3, Ron Holland.
No.
Apparently, we were listening to move back trades, but we ended up staying pat. That was like we decided not to do that. We
I
weren't.
understand that, but we picked Toronto. It's like we traded back, but we didn't trade back.
Well, I think this removes a lot of. Maybe does it? But what is this? Is it Tobias Harris still the guy you are gonna be interested in? A guy like a Miles Bridges? I mean, now we're talking about some serious forwards here. You know what I mean?
They can't shoot.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Tobias Harris and Miles Bridges can, but these are guys that I'm saying that could be brought in. The current guys, yes, cannot shoot. Yes.
So we're gonna bring more guys in the same position?
Right. That's, I mean, I don't know, bro.
Like, we're chalking this, bro.
It'd be one thing, I almost wonder, like, if it was, like, if Cassell fell and you didn't believe in Ivy and you took Cassell, and I'm like, all right, so you didn't believe in Ivy, you don't think Ivy's really going to be that guy, you're going to plan on moving him, but you took Cassell, and Cassell's going to be your guy that's next to Cade. Whatever, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Ron Holland just was not something I was expecting, at least. And instead of trading back, we are going to be. Ron Holland, I think, honestly, is very, very good for what he is good at. I think he's very good defensively. I think he's very good attacking the basket. I think he's a guy who can seriously get some buckets as a slasher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be disrespectful. I just don't know if the fit next to Cade makes any sense.
That's what we're looking.
When you have a Star Thompson, because the honest truth is, right, everything revolves around Cade and the fit along with Cade. That is the most important thing, because Cade is the franchise player, and we need to improve the 3-point shooting and defense around him.
Hey,
the defense gets improved, but
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Let me take a deeper dive. Ron Holland, I'm going to look at like high school stats. I'm going to look at what he shot from 3 in high school.
All right, bet.
Okay, this is not Max Preps is not helping me at all.
Well, that's not any good.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. Anyways, he's super athletic, right? Also, Wes, you're like fucking up the camera. Like, there you go. I was thinking it went vertical, so it was kind of like messing things up. But you're good though. But, whoa! I don't. Tajane Salon is taken by Charlotte right after us at 6. I believe Tajane is a elite shooter.
Okay. I mean, he's probably not that.
Tijian Salon is the absolute pronunciation. We're gonna look at his stats real quick. I just wanna. I could be wrong though. I don't wanna. Wait, whoa! What the fuck? I think I'm thinking of the wrong guy. No, wait, what? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong international stuff. What the? Sorry, I'm just. He's a 6'8" forward. Forwards are flying off the board, and Cody Williams is not one of them, and neither is Modest Buzelis. So, the mock drafts are maybe not as exactly accurate as we thought. You know what I mean? Maybe things have, and the same way at the NFL, though, to be fair. But general managers are viewing these guys a little differently.
Yep.
And maybe the smoke, but also this could be smoke screens that were happening, which that was what I was really wondering, and that's what all this stuff is cool until you get to draft night, because once things happen in draft night, then you actually know what the true intention was of and what everyone felt. Well, you know, he played for the French national team, so he's better than Killian Hayes, I guess. Guys, I need you to relax. I think Dre's coming up. I think Dre's coming up to get a drink.
Quiet, Ty. Quiet. Quiet. Shh. No, quiet.
Abby, Rocco. Neil.
Guys, you need to relax, alright? We are streaming.
Thank you, Jay.
No,
He does.
quiet.
He's 6'7" with a 6'11" wingspan, Ron Holland. Does that make you feel any different? 6'8", 6'11", and with a 6'11" wingspan.
He's a
He is
forward.
18 years old. He is 18.
Hey,
Oh my gosh. Shalon has a wingspan of 7'2".
and he's 6'4"?
No, he's 6'7".
Oh.
He I want to look at his let me look at his scouting report real quick. That's gonna help a lot. I just really want to look at. I want to see his stats. Just really want to. I'm just very curious what he put up. Holy crap! I cannot find his freaking stats right now. I don't know why I can't find his stats. Prospect profile. Sorry, oh my goodness. He's I think he's one of the more raw guys, but he's an injury concern guy is really what I think is his biggest thing. But
Who's that?
the
That's your
Salon,
guy?
yeah, Salon that got drafted to the Hornets. So adding to the injuries with LaMelo Ball.
Adding to the LaMelo Ball injury list.
I think I don't know, bro. I'm gonna have to take a deeper dive into Ron Holland, and we're gonna have a video. I'm gonna do some stuff like right after this live stream, and I'm gonna have a video up either tomorrow or the day after about Ron Holland, talking about a little recap of the draft. So maybe I'm gonna take a deeper dive, and maybe I'm gonna like this pick more as I take a deeper dive, of course. And I've known Ron Holland has been one of the top prospects for a long time in this draft. He's been a highly touted prospect since high school. You know what I mean? He's been one of those guys that people know about. Going to the Ignite and still putting up 20 points, you know what I mean, is something that cannot be ignored.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But I just don't know, as it currently stands, the fit. And that's the problem for me. It's nothing against these players, but like him and Asar, yes, defensively are going to look great, but just the court spacing is not going to be very good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with that being said, Donovan Clennigan is going to be going to the Blazers at 7. Sorry, that Ron Holland pick just kind of sucked a little bit. Not that, like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful, but fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know And maybe you don't believe in Cody Williams and Bazelis' ability to shoot, so you went with Holland, thinking that at least if I'm going to take a forward here, I'm going to take one that I really like in the scoring, the slashing, and I think I can probably make myself like this pick. You know what I mean? It's just not what I was really ready for. He literally had like very little connection to the Pistons that I've been seeing. This was a complete surprise, which maybe is a good thing for this regime, keeping things kind of quiet. Same way with how the Lions are. They keep things very quiet. You don't really hear a whole lot rumor-wise. Things kind of just happen when they happen. And the building is very enclosed, which is actually, I think, a very good quality in a franchise. Both NFL, NBA, everything. But, we're going to have to see. I'm not going to be a hater on this Ron Holland pick as much as I probably seem. I'm going to give it definitely a fair shake, and I think that it's just not my cup of tea initially, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't know, bro. That's gonna have to be a clip, though. That was like the pure reaction of just like, what it? Wait, huh? All right. If it's cool with you, do you want to go through the rest of the lottery, or do you need? So it'd be we're at pick 8. You want to go to 14, or you think are you cool with that, or do you need to go? 'Cause I know you got some stuff to do tomorrow.
Let's make it a pick 10, and then I'll let you finish out the last 4.
Okay.
All right.
I can run it by myself for sure. But with that being said, one thing I want to say while we're at the draft, because I did not talk about, we talked about this when it was muted, the Trevor Lawrence contract. I know we're bouncing all around, but it's just with how the draft is, and then trying to catch up with some of the stuff that's happened. You know what I mean? So the Trevor Lawrence contract. How do you feel that he is, now over guys like, he's over Jared Goff, of course, but then you got guys like, he's the same as Joe Burrow. He's more than Patrick Mahomes. He's more than Josh Allen. He's more than Lamar Jackson. Because he's tied for this the most, so he's more than everyone but Joe Burrow. Is really what I should have said. But like Justin Herbert.
My thing on Trevor Lawrence is he did not start his career out like Justin Herbert started, with the levels of passing that he's been doing, at the beginning of his career. Trevor Lawrence has not done that. Trevor Lawrence came in as supposed to be the guy, right? Mm-hmm. Which we think he's the guy. We haven't really seen the guy, but we think there is a guy there, And, like, more than Lamar, more than Patrick, more than Josh Allen, like, I get, like, the market's going up. But why is a guy that is unproven getting a max instead of like a $40 million or a $35 million? Why is he getting that? For what? I get you gotta pay quarterbacks, but T-Law, that for what? What has he shown they're gonna do? I don't know.
All right. I'm a guy who I got a thing of Urban Meyer ruined the rookie season of Trevor, in my opinion, just being such a terrible coach. And then going into a rough offensive line definitely didn't help him. You know what I mean? His best options not being comparable to guys like Herbert and Tua and but I think that the money was probably like the way the Dak money and the Tua money will probably end up being, where you don't love it, but you kind of have to do it, like we talked about when it was muted. But I think he's a franchise guy that is just needing to. He definitely needs to take a step up to be worth this money. Absolutely, you know what I mean. He needs to seriously be worth his contract. He's got to be at least a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a top 10 quarterback right now. He's probably on the outside of it.
He's probably on the outside. He could be top 15, but he's not top 10.
Right. I think it's probably closer to 15 than he is 10, or at least being inside of the 10. So it's just, I think that the Jaguars had to do it, but at the same time, just because you had to do it doesn't mean the contract can't be bad.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For
The
sure.
contract can seriously be something that is detrimental because if he's going to be a guy that, not that he's a bust, but a guy that just can't be a top 10 guy, like, if you're really, are you really happy with that contract? I don't know if I really am.
You're not. You're not. Because that's what he's getting paid.
The Spurs with their second pick, sorry, we're bouncing around a lot. We're definitely going to be having another locked in episode in the distant future, being a little bit more structured. This is just watching and doing the draft show live is going to be, it's going to be bouncing around. But San Antonio's taking Rob Dillingham at number 8. He could be a move to Minnesota, so there's maybe some talks about possibly he's being picked and then traded because Minnesota maybe will be maybe a trade back, you know what I mean, just after the pick happened. Maybe it's a under the table thing where it's like, hey, pick this guy, we're going to be trading, and it'll be announced later, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what happened with the Trey and Luka thing, you know what I mean, how the Hawks took Luka wore the Atlanta Hawks hat, but would be being traded to, and Trey was wearing a Dallas Mavericks hat, but it's just because the trade happened after the picks were commenced.
Yeah.
So that's something that could be happening.
Why would they? That's just weird. Why wouldn't you just pick the guy you wanted?
Maybe if it's the idea of more assets, you know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying.
Oh.
Asar Thompson and Ron Holland are going to be building a new arena with all of these bricks.
Good.
I just saw that and read that on fucking Twitter, bro.
How far off do you think the guy is?
I don't know if he, especially next year, like Asar Thompson, even with Fred Vinson, isn't going to just magically become a good fucking shooter. You know what I mean? He might be an improved shooter. He might have better mechanics. But like Isaiah Stewart is in year 3, and then he's finally started to become a solid shooter. You know what I mean? Guy shooting 36, 37, 38%. A guy that you really want to be taking threes, right? Or like, so that's not just going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it's not as something as glaring as Lonzo. Like, because Lonzo Ball, to be fair, was a good shooter in college, changing the mechanics, and then he was able to rekindle the good shooting of the past. Asar Thompson and Ron Holland have never been fucking good shooters. They've never been good shooters. So that's where the problem that I really see here is how, I don't know how you see this and think good things. I don't know, man. I really don't know. If we didn't have a Cade Cunningham, right, and we were more bare bones, Ron Holland might be a guy that you build around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like a Wizards team, that would make so much sense if they were at 5, and the way the drafts fell out, that would make a lot of sense because I think he can be a pure scorer and a guy who's legit a slashing scorer that can have the ball. But just the way this team is, Asar Thompson is a guy that is a playmaker with the ball in his hand. Ivy and Cade, and now you have Ron Holland. And a guy that maybe can be good off the ball, but can you be good off the ball when you have the entire defense sitting in because they know you can't shoot?
No.
Man, this fucking sucks, bro. Like, so hype. So fucking hype. Also, shout out Jeremy being on the t-shirt. Ow, fuck. It just completely decimated my ear because I have this plugged into my mic and I pulled down. Ow. Anyways. But, damn, bro. There's gonna be a video, and you're gonna know from the thumbnail how it's going, how I feel about this pick. You know what I mean? It's gonna either have bricks on it, or it's gonna have a palace type of thing.
You'll have it on tomorrow.
That's the goal.
I'll try to watch it tomorrow.
And is this the pick? The Timberwolves are trading a 2031. Bro, that's so fucking crazy that we're trading 2031 picks. Oh my god, that's so crazy. That felt like that doesn't even make sense of that being even remotely in the next. That's crazy. Oh, that's so crazy, bro. But they're trading a 2031 unprotected first, a protected 2030 pick swap to the Spurs for Dillingham that was taken at pick 8.
I don't know.
What you said? What the fuck does that do for you? Go build your young core around Victor while you can. What does that 2031 pick matter?
Maybe they're gonna use it to trade to get an asset.
And maybe Dillingham's not your guy. But take the guy. Cody Williams. Buzelis. Like, you took a point guard with Stefan Casal. You can really add more forward depth to this squad.
Why would they add more forward depth when you can run Malachi Branham as a small forward?
I mean, you could. But I don't...
Go, bruh. They could have taken a better forward than Malachi Branham.
I was like, that's why I'm like... I was like, okay, I mean, I guess if you're really high on Brandon, I knew people liked him when he came out. That's why I was...
He's mid.
He is mid. You haven't talked about Branham a whole lot, so I didn't really know your opinion. I was like, is this a secret? Like, you're really in your bag for Branham? But, anyways. But, that was kind of what I was alluding to. I don't know.
Like, you have Victor, bro. What are you doing? They're trying to be...
Zach Edey going number 9 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Do you like that fit when you think about this, right? You have the defensive ability of a Jaren Jackson. You know what I mean? A guy who is a league leader or at least top 5 guy in blocks, right? Very athletic and can shoot the ball. So then you have a Edey that can really score on the block and can also maybe be a subtle roll man. I mean, his defense is not a good thing at all. But what were you going to say, sorry?
Also get rebounds instead of Jaren Jackson not getting any rebounds.
Statistically, it's crazy. He's 6'11", but gets like 5 rebounds, right? Like, it's crazy. If I was 6'11", bro, do you know how many rebounds I'd be getting? I get more rebounds than what I'm getting now. That's what I'll tell you that when we playing. Bro, that is alright. Are they looking for their Marc Gasol? You know what I mean? Looking for their
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking is like, and they have Steven, they used to have Steven Adams, and that was doing well for them, so they're trying to get a Steven Adams type of, like, what are they doing? Well, alright, bro. I might have to wrap it up here, though, myself.
Okay, for sure.
Alright.
But, hey, shout out to Wes. Thanks for time crunch, being able to get it into the draft. Definitely need to get another episode going because we missed it for 3 weeks, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But anyways, so let me real quick do something. I just want to take your name tag off because your thing's gonna leave. There you go. Took that off. But all right, guys, we'll probably go for the rest of the lottery, and then that's probably gonna be the end of it. But anyways, guys, Wes, you can say your little goodbye to the stream and to the pod.
Guys, enjoy the rest of the lottery. It's shit for the Pistons, so what else is new?
Alright, well, I'll catch you later, brother.
We'll see you, dude.
Alright.
Alright, have fun. Bye.
Bye. Alright, I gotta fix this. Oh, man. The cropping. Oh, my gosh, the cropping. I was doing this through Discord, so that's why. Oh, my gosh. Excuse the just ridiculous cropping that I just decided to do. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. This looks... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then this. And then I think we're good. Put the name tag down here. Shout out. Oh, man. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how I feel about this Ron Holland pick. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video on it, taking a little bit deeper dive because now that we know who the guy is, you know what I mean. But the shooting with the SARS is gonna be something that is going to need to be adjusted fast. I don't know, guys. Utah is up at 10. And Cody Williams is going to 10, falling all the way to the Utah Jazz. Congratulations, Utah. The younger brother of Jalen Williams, Cody Williams. Man. Absolutely crazy. And I'm not going to lie. It's so depressing, bro. Dang, I got to stop covering the pit. No, I'm just kidding. But, man. I don't know. It's just not a exactly what I was probably gonna go for there at 5, and that makes perfect sense for a different team. I mean, but a different GM coming in and he's picking his guy. I get it, but with that being said, and as Rakeshaw said that him and Ron Holland used to go to Duncanville High School. I do not know what that is, but. So, got a connection there. We're grabbing straws, boys. We're grabbing straws. It's the last 8 games, he averaged, Ron Holland averaged 24.6 points. That's very interesting, I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. Oh, geez. What just happened? Alright, I don't know what just happened, boys. Don't know why my... I don't know why my webcam decided to just stop. But... with that being said, man, I think it's because the call was by myself, and it's decided to turn off. So, amazing. I'm gonna real quick jump into my, and then go to main chat, and then go to this, and then, hit this. Now, are we fixed? Kind of fixed. All right. Just trying to make the podcast work out from a distance, and it's not perfect, but it's alright. Hope you guys are enjoying this episode. We're definitely going to be doing another one to really break down just more stuff and be a little more structured, you know what I mean? Naming my name tag that I just added. Shout out to the... Do you guys like the new setup? If you're in the podcast and you just listen to us, then this doesn't really matter to you. But if you are someone who does watch the video podcast part of it, then let me know what you think about the setup. Cody Williams going to the Jazz, and then the pick after at 11, Modest Buzelis goes to the Bulls. Guys that, I'm not going to lie, good value for both teams, honestly. Good value. Staying pat, not trading up and getting those guys, very good for them. Shout out. Guys that honestly were, before the draft being said, they were going to be taken early, and that did not happen. So, honestly, very happy for those teams. Wish I could say I'm super happy for my squad. But, honestly, guys, I think I'm going to actually wrap this podcast up, because I don't think the Pistons are going to do anything else with this draft, and we can go and I can start working on some research for the future video. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this podcast. Shout out to Wes for coming in. We've been trying to find time, and luckily we were able to find time today. Even though it was rather, I mean, maybe a little limited, but hope you guys enjoy this podcast. More are on the way, don't worry about it. Locked In with Dreamers are going to be locked in, no worries about it. But with that being, whoa, I need to take a drink, I'm sorry. Oh man. But with that being said, guys, like I said, thank you for watching this podcast, and we'll have more coming soon. Let me know below what you think about Ron Allen at 5. Man. Alright. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe. Enjoy life. And I will see you in the next video, podcast, whatever you see me in. And peace. I need the end screen, though. Yeah.